Welcome to my solution for task 2.2. That's the banking application. That's the beginning of the bigger project that we're gonna probably be working on in the following weeks. So we were asked to create a class, an account class that will have some variables, some instance variables, so that the every instance of that object will have those um, variables accessible. So we could assign some values later on to it. So we have balance and name. So each object will have balance and name, and then the objects will have some methods where we could make some calculations where we could like add to one of the variable, add some amount, or deduct some amount. We can also print the current balance to the screen. We use the get balance accessor, which gives us the current state of that variable, like the current. So let's see how it runs in debug mode, so we can see the variables changing their values at given checkpoints. So as you can see, the Alex account, like we haven't yet executed that line, but the Alex account appears here. I think it's because in the class we have declared those variables. We haven't assigned any value, but we've declared it. So when by the time we reach another checkpoint, the instance of the class, I called it Alex account, will be created, and the balance and the name variables will have um, those values passed to it. So yes, that's correct. So the string name has been passed and the balance has been passed. So now what we want to do, we want to deposit some money. Let's execute. So yeah, $124 was added to our balance, and now we want to withdraw some money. So yeah, the changes are reflected also. Let's execute the program. So all of those have been printed to the screen. So the program works fine. Let's see if we were to oh no, not really. I'm not gonna change anything here. Everything works. So the questions from that task: how classes are used to define objects. So a class defines objects, it defines its properties, like we have here balance, name, we could have many more. We could have constant values. So the class defines all those properties, also defines methods, which are behaviors. So every instance of any class that we create will have access to those and will have access to the methods. So basically, what properties it will have and what it can do. Like, can it like deposit, withdraw? Can it manipulate any of the information? Can it do some calculations? Can we have later on some functions? We can pass some values. So all of those, as long as they're public, they will be accessible to us, um, and upon creating like an instance of the class, we are able to access it with the dot operator. Question number 2, how methods, fields, attributes, and properties all work together when you create a class. So properties, they offer the same functionality as accessors and mutators. They have different syntax, but um, the fields, which are basically our variables, so those are owned by the class, right? And variables defined directly in the class are shared by all objects. So um, those here, so if we create another instance, create another instance, okay, let's give John $12 and let's just put the initials. Okay, so we've created another instance of the class, and the way we can access our methods and our properties is by the dot operator. So at the moment, John has access to the accessors, so the get methods, um, and we can deposit some money, we can withdraw some money. So as long as those are public, then John will have access to them. Should they be, let's put withdraw as private, then I think my instance will be, let's get the checkpoints. It's going to be easier to see. So as you can see, even my instance, Alex account, I cannot withdraw the money, and John will not see this option on the list anymore. Okay. Um, so how methods are working together with our variables and our properties. Um, so methods, so we can, by using this keyword, and a dot operator, we can pass. So this is basically like a reference to the current instance of the class, to the current like value of that variable. So in this way, we can pass that current value to from the object to a method and use it in calculations, use it in whatever way we want to. So that's how the um, variable interacts with methods. Okay, number 3, how fields give knowledge to each object created from a class. So we can access those fields, as I said before, by creating an object. So once we create an object, like we've created John, we can access all those methods and properties by using the dot operator. The last question, how methods give capabilities to each object created from a class. So basically a method sets the behavior of a class object, and that behavior can be public or private because this complements the entire of the idea of encapsulation, where we can have control over what data can be accessed by whom. And to give an example, like if we are working on a team creating a banking application, and an access given to like a bank manager would be different than to a client. Obviously, the options will be more restricted. So all that manipulation of being able um, to access the data, to restrict the direct access, uh, to access to some of the components of an object is yeah, explains how methods give capabilities, and how much we can do, how much we're allowed to do. Hope that makes sense. If there's any question, let me know.